How's it going, everybody? This is our podcast Shoutout, and we are shouting out another hometown podcast from back where we live in Bandera County, and that would be the Christie G podcast. She's a pretty down-to-earth podcaster. She just talks about general topics and everything, and she has some of her friends on, and they do interviews and discussions and everything, and it's just general topics, and it's a lot of fun to listen to. So check her out on Apple Podcasts, check her out on Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. And yeah, it's a good show. Check it out. And with that said, on with the show. I'm Beau Maddox.
I'm Robert Ortegon.
I'm Ashley Chancellor.
I'm Dakota Chancellor.
This is Collateral Cinema.
Welcome to Collateral Cinema, the only movie podcast that matters, where we focus on good movies, bad movies, and everything else in between in the world of cinema. We are podcasting somewhere from San Antonio, Texas, and yes, my friends, we are a 420 friendly podcast, so smoke it if you got it, ladies and gentlemen. Smoke it if you got it.
Woohoo! Oh yeah, we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
And yeah, I mean, I hadn't been here since our last episode.
I know it's been ages, right?
So
I mean,
long.
Jesus Christ, man.
I know. I think I missed the last episode with your brother.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was actually a really fun episode as well, right, guys?
The Fifth Element, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
had
was
a ton of fun with that episode.
Yeah, as did I. We had a lot of fun. Your brother was a good addition to that episode as well.
Oh, and he'll definitely be back. I may as well go ahead and announce it right now. He's going to be back on our episode on the anime classic Akira.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be a few more episodes down the line, but we will be very much excited to have him back on the show.
Yeah, I think that's a movie I actually brought up to the table originally.
You threw in the lot.
Akira, or
Akira.
Akira. It's
Akira.
Akira. Okay.
classic anime movie.
Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, dude.
Anyway, we are here discussing the 1974 film Gone in 60 Seconds, and it was written, directed, and produced and starring H.B. Toby Halicki. And what a movie this was for its time. The shoestring budget, what he had to work with, and this was basically independent at its finest, you know?
The sexy dress, the music.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
What's
The
going on
lights.
here?
What's going on here?
The lights.
I'm sorry, I just had to.
Well, no, we got her out of the way.
We got
that
it
was
out
quick.
of the way.
There we go.
Yeah, right at the onset. Hell yeah.
Anyway, HBK, Halicki's character, Mandarin Pace, is an insurance investigator by day and professional car thief by night.
Yes.
And he is given the task of stealing 48 cars in 5 days.
48. And they're all given code names. Every
Yeah.
single one of them. Every single car.
Yeah.
I love the code names that they give these cars.
They're
man.
fantastic.
Especially, of course, the all-time classic, the iconic
Eleanor, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's a beauty, isn't she?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, what are the specs on that car?
On the Eleanor car?
Yeah.
See, that was 1971 to 73 model. They dressed it up like a 73, but I think it's originally 71. Anyway, it's a 428 Cobra. It's a lot different than Steve McQueen's car in the Bullet movie. That was like a 390
Right.
GT.
Yeah, I remember that car. That was interesting.
68 fastback, which
There you go.
is a hell of a fucking car too. Yeah.
Another movie Robert introduced
Chose,
to the
right?
podcast. Yep.
Yeah, just
And
like this one.
I just hope to be pulling more cars like that over my head, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah, no, this is through and through a car movie, and I think what I respect the most is that it was directed, produced, and written by a car lover.
Yeah.
This guy, Halicki, he had no background at all in filmmaking. He's just a car lover who wanted to make a movie, and I guess we were talking about this earlier, but the fact that like this movie is in and of itself a low budget film production wise. But when you look at, the amount of the budget that must have been spent to all the cars which he bought himself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
all his babies.
See, all the money, all the budget, right? That went into the cars.
Right.
The movie making part of it, like you can tell. I mean, like the people, the cops, they were just like, his friends throwing in some random clothes that are in his closet real quick, and
Ordinary citizens.
ordinary citizens that are on the street, right? No one was wearing any like cop uniforms. No. All the cop cars were like police stickers on them with like a red light, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could tell like a $20 light on eBay now.
Exactly.
You could dress up a little Ford Focus or something.
It's almost kind of got a little bit of that quality Gunno had. They just filmed regular people.
Right.
Yeah, it had almost kind of a guerrilla filmmaking feel to it, which at that time was still kind of a new concept as far as, just going out on the street and just, sometimes even without permits and just filming, you know? I mean, I would imagine that they had permits for most of the actual car chases.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean,
But all
you
the
would think so.
bystanders were like just regular civilians,
right.
Yeah.
not actors.
Yeah.
There's no real major actor in this film.
Yeah, and yeah, like you were saying,
Except the guy who made it.
yeah, Halicki stars, in the lead role himself. So another Tommy Wiseau, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
And
That's how you do it.
He just hired a bunch of friends.
And
to
he
be
hired his friends, yeah.
His actor friends, exactly.
But I thought it was just interesting how he owned all of those cars himself, all the cars that were used in the making of the film, and all the cars that were famously 93 cars were crashed.
Yeah, 93 cars were crashed in about less than 40 minutes.
Whoa.
Just in half the movie, right?
Holy crap.
Well,
man.
you gotta see. So this movie, I didn't realize how much of it was just one car chase scene.
Yeah.
And it's like 40, 50 minutes of that,
It is the longest car chase scene in cinema history.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Wow, no way.
Longer than Vanishing Point. Probably longer than the Burt Reynolds and the Bandit.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't come till later, right?
I'm not really sure.
Like,
what
the
when
Bandit
did-
was like 79.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is 74, right?
Yeah, roughly.
It's
yeah.
got to be right around that Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry time.
No, the largest car chase in cinema history is NASCAR.
Exactly.
There you go.
Oh, that's fantastic. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you hear some weird audio qualities, it's because certain people touched my mixing board when I was gone.
You touched his
What?
mixing board.
We didn't touch your mixing
Somebody touched my mixing board.
We just recorded an episode on our own, so
Yeah, that's exactly.
Well, we didn't touch the mixing.
He
board.
knows. He knows. The man knows.
I'm sorry, I had to just stop to bust some balls real quick because the mid range on Ash's track was just almost turned all the way down,
Nice.
which is just
Miserable.
yeah, miserable, exactly. But-
My voice makes up for it, right, guys?
But anyways,
Okay, so the opening movie, the billing credits, it starts out with the lead credit going to Eleanor, which is the car, right?
Right, yeah. Starring Eleanor.
Starring Eleanor. Right? And yeah, that's freaking hilarious.
Oh, that was great. I thought it was interesting because
You
I didn't
just-
realize it was a car in the beginning.
Yeah, when
I first saw it.
He made the car the main star.
Right. No, he did. And I didn't realize that when I saw it. I saw Eleanor. I was like, what is this guy's name, Eleanor? Like, what's going on? Like, I couldn't figure it out.
It's basically a code name.
Yeah, it was codename. But then I realized when they started naming the cars and then they mentioned Eleanor later, I figured it out.
You name
But-
them all girls' names.
Yeah, there you go.
And I realized that whenever I watched the remake with Nick Cage, which we'll talk about a little bit about later, I guess. But
yeah,
Oh, go ahead and bring that up too, so we can compare it all.
yeah. Well, the movie with Nick Cage, I think it's a loose remake, and then the one common element I wanted to point out here was that it does feature Eleanor. And the movie is kind of centered around Eleanor.
It better
so
be.
that's the primary driving force here in this duology.
Yeah, it's really interesting how the remake really hits all of those same story notes that the original had. Like for instance, with the car that had the heroin in the trunk.
Yeah.
That whole scene is almost exactly the same.
Almost practically.
It's got the same kind of car.
Even the
They've got
car.
heroin in the truck. The police is knocking on the door. They drop a little bit of the heroin on the ground, and the car blows the engine blows the
Yeah.
heroin away
Tell them to rev that engine.
while they're trying to hide it, from the cop who's literally there.
That's so funny.
It was almost like exact. They, and Eleanor being in International Towers as well.
Yeah, Long Beach International Towers. And them using the same bridge too,
Yeah.
just like the original.
Yeah, but Eleanor is actually a different car, right?
Eleanor is actually a '67 GT500.
Shelby in the
Shelby.
remake, right?
Yeah.
Did they change the name of the car in the remake? I mean, wasn't it also Eleanor?
It's still Eleanor.
It's Eleanor, but
It's not a Shelby GT500.
Oh,
a lot
okay,
of people
I got you.
A lot of people thought it was the Mach 1, but it's a regular 1970 fastback with a 428 Cobra, which
Nice.
still beats your ass, right?
If only any of those numbers made sense to me.
Yeah, we're not all car nerds here, but
Well, I got
mean-
Chevy numbers in here too. not just Ford.
yeah, hell yeah, man.
Trap sealed.
But I mean, also, I like how similar the characters were in both of these movies. Honestly,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I mean, even though the premise was different.
the premise, because in the first one, in the original, which is, I guess, our main focus this episode, but
Yeah.
it was kind of more centered on just these group of car thieves doing it for the money, right?
Yeah. It's pretty much centered on the group of car thieves themselves and how they operate and everything in the original movie, more or less.
Right, and their motivation overall is just it's just a paycheck, whereas the remake kind of changes that quite a bit because it's Nicolas Cage trying to save his brother.
Yeah.
And
Giovanni Ribisi.
He had actually retired from the life and he's being dragged back in, right?
And personally, I find that to be a much more compelling story.
Yeah, see, there's
It
more
really
of a
is.
there's more of a backstory. With
There
the new
is.
one.
See, with this
And
one,
there's more of a moral purpose to it.
yeah,
you know?
exactly. See, with this one, with the one we were originally talking about, the older one, it was really weird. A lot of it was like voiceover. Did you notice? Like mostly during the
Oh,
beginning, it was
the
all
ADR
like,
was off. Like,
Yeah.
it was terrible.
right. Well, not just that, but like there was a point in the movie where it was like they were just they were doing the whole mechanic scene where they take apart the car, and they were just, that was just them talking.
Did you watch?
while they were doing all
Did
that?
you watch what they were doing?
Yes, I saw exactly what was going on. I knew exactly what was going on.
They took the junk car
Yes.
and they switched numbers with the stolen one.
Perfect. That was
brilliant.
well executed.
That-
The beginning shows you how to steal a car.
Right, it does. It shows you exactly how to steal a car.
Yeah, how to do it cleanly and professionally.
Yeah.
And Halicki's character, Marion Pace, actually has this idiosyncrasy of he only steals insured cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is kind of that moral purpose hidden in there
Except for the fact that he just rams everybody's cars on the highway
at the end and
doesn't give a
potentially
shit about
injures
anybody.
and potentially kills civilians in 5 cities.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We were talking about that earlier in Dakota's room when we were chilling out. I mean, that's pretty much a rampage.
Oh, yeah.
He rampages through 5
Absolutely.
cities.
That's like
He doesn't give a fuck.
That's like 5 or 6 stars
no,
worth.
zero.
Exactly. That's 5-star wanted on GTA 5. Like you're fucked. You know what I mean? You're wanted.
Exactly.
But-
exactly.
I don't know. I think that quality makes me like the original more. I mean, the remake was fun. Don't get me wrong, but it just kind of felt like more Hollywood, I guess. And this, I have to respect the original more for being this guy's personal project. I mean, Robert, for you, that's something personal on 2 levels because you're a car lover and an aspiring filmmaker.
Oh yeah, that's why I became that.
Movies like that.
That's why I wanted to be an actor too, is because it's mostly the car movies. I mean,
That's why you brought this to the podcast.
that's why I bring this. That's why I bring any other car movie that's fucking badass.
There you go.
It's kind of like a history lesson I'm giving you guys. I don't know.
That's good.
But yeah, about the automobile, and now they just make shit cars that are not worth a damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wah,
I was
wah, wah.
actually driving, funny enough, not too long ago in San Antonio, and I was in my 2004 Chevy Silverado, and I'm driving and I brake and this Mustang rams in the back of me, and I was
Ugh.
doing everything legal, and that vehicle was totaled.
Piece of shit, yeah.
Piece of shit. It was totaled. Like I'm thinking 2014, maybe a little less. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple years earlier, black Mustang just got rammed. My truck not a dent on it.
Oh, wow.
I would have been pissed. For that,
Oh
for
man,
that.
I felt bad. I was like, dude, I mean,
GT.
we traded insurances and that was that.
Yeah.
Dude, the fucking Mustang in this movie gets totaled.
It does,
It goes through
but
a
it
beating.
still goes. It takes a beating and it still drives.
It's
That was
still
all real.
going.
That was all real.
That was real. Yeah.
That's what I love about this film. Okay, it's got to be the use of practical effects, which is very indie, very low budget. But in this case, they're using real cars, and there's nothing that the remake lacks. That it's CGI. It's
I don't
not.
even know if it's practical effects, more just like stunts.
There
you
is
know?
stunts.
there is a lot
Yeah.
of CGI in the Nicolas Cage version,
In the
especially
Nicolas
when
Cage,
he
yeah.
jumps the ramp.
Yeah.
I mean, the jump in the ramp. I mean, he jumped into some boxes and then landing it. That was an actual landing ramp, but in the middle of all that, that was
Yeah.
CGI.
Right.
So
Like-
Halicki literally put himself through hell because look at the jump he does at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
that was real.
He did
That was real,
yeah.
and they
Did
slowed
that.
it down. They had multiple cameras on it, and yeah, he fucked his car up a
Looked
little
like
bit.
he did
and
it a
yeah.
few times, right?
He had to have done it a
See
few
that?
times. Imagine.
You know what I love about that is you can still see the crowd that gathered for this stunt, just like
Exactly, yeah.
It's like, oh man, it must have been so much fun to watch them do
Oh,
that
I'm
fucking
sure
stunt.
it was
man.
amazing.
It must have been so much fun.
He did all his own stunts. That was ultimately his untimely death, filming the sequel.
Filming Gone in 60 Seconds 2, he died
Golly.
in the making, during the making of that.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah.
This is Maindrian Pace, #1 car thief in America. He'll steal anything, anytime, as long as it's insured.
Read my horoscope this morning.
His front, insurance investigation. His business, stealing cars. And now he's got to fill the biggest contract yet.
We're going to deliver over 40 cars to the docks by Saturday.
That's a sad story.
Here's a list.
You can lock your car, but if he wants it, it's gone in 60 seconds.
Get up.
Things don't always go as planned, even for a pro. Sometimes when you steal a car, you get more than you bargained for.
Holy shit. Heroin. Who is it? Police. The whole damn thing's loaded.
Fasten your seatbelt for what Carcraft magazine calls the most hair-raising chase scene ever filmed. Hollywood Reporter says it's a thrill a minute. You owe it to your car to see Gone in 60 Seconds. It's grand theft entertainment. Gone in 60 Seconds. Rated PG.
But I heard that, I was reading up on this, and apparently he modified there were 2 Eleanors. There are 4 total referenced in the movie, right?
Yeah.
But 2 cars were used in the making. One of them was modified to be like a NASCAR on the inside. They took apart the exterior, threw on a NASCAR roll cage.
Oh, wow.
And then, threw the fitting back on. And the body, I guess, I don't know enough about cars, but
I get what you're saying, though.
that one was junked, but the other one was kept intact for the beauty shots.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just like with the Nicolas Cage version, I mean, just for the shot, that's the real Shelby. And when he's driving it, it's a clone.
Yeah,
They took a 67, a regular 67 GT, and they made a clone out of it. They dressed it up. They did about over 10 of those cars.
Damn.
Damn.
I mean, you're not going to destroy the real Shelby, right?
No.
No, and that's just for the remake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just shifting back back and forth quite a bit, but hopefully everyone's following.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, yeah, you're not going to damage the original prized possession.
Oh, God, no.
Matching numbers. I mean,
Yeah, they still show both of those cars, right? Like there's the damaged stunt car and the original beauty shot Shelby, right?
yeah. I think the stunt car that was all smashed up is on display too,
That's awesome.
and it's the original one from the movie.
That's really cool.
One thing I also wanted to bring up too is that in the original Gone in 60 Seconds, I was looking this up. Sak Yamamoto plays himself. He's the mayor of Carson City.
Right.
in
Yeah,
real life.
that's interesting.
I had a feeling that there was some verisimilitude to that scene. I mean,
Yeah.
it really does feel like a real politician.
It
coming
does,
up.
right?
You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
And then I heard that the next movie, The Junkman, Halicki plays a version of himself, Hollis, who's producing the movie Gone in 60 Seconds in universe.
That's so meta.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So
And,
it's like metafiction.
wow. And that's going all the way to the original 1974 movie?
Yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
his next movie he plays, it's, what is it, Robert?
So the Junkman didn't come out till like 5 years after Gone in 60 Seconds, but after the Junkman was, what was it, Deadline Auto Theft, and that's pretty much just bone stock footage of the original Gone in 60 Seconds. I'm not sure what they were trying to do, kind of like almost like a Game of Death thing. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of movies from that era that are kind of cobbled together like that. I mean,
Yeah.
another good example of that is Shogun Assassin, which was a samurai movie, and it was cobbled together from all the Lone Wolf and Cub movies.
Oh, wow.
I mean, and not to mention all the different Turkish movies that are literally like just recuts of stock footage from like Star Wars or
Really?
whatever. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You haven't heard of Turkish Star Wars?
No, I haven't.
Oh, we need to go into Turkish knockoff movies sometime,
God,
man.
Turkish.
They're incredible. but I mean, my point is, yeah, that was a pretty common thing back then. Actually, like it was just an easy way to get a movie together and out into the theaters and get it distributed and get it making money and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not surprising that they would go around and do that.
I looked it up. It's Harlan B. Hollis is the character that Halicki plays in The Junkman.
There you go.
And he's basically himself. That's Harlan B. Hollis H.B. Halicki. He's playing basically just another version of himself, and he's the director, writer, and producer of Gone in 60 Seconds in the movie.
We need to watch that.
That sounds badass.
Yeah.
But no, I gotta respect the vision, man.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was an auto mechanic, and I'm guessing, watching Vanishing Point just did that for him, and he just turned it into his own version.
I mean, you could totally tell that just watching the movie. There's just so much love in every scene involving automobiles, you know?
Yeah.
So much love and even care for them, kind of. Like, I mean, especially like Eleanor and everything. I mean, it being kind of like a white whale for the main character and whatnot.
Great White Buffalo.
And I think one thing I like more about the original is that over the remake is that I want to say it's much more. Maybe I'm not using this right. But subversive, in that showing the relationship between the main character and Eleanor and the elusiveness of this car. It's almost like the remake kind of goes too far to explain that to the audience. Oh, this is his unicorn, blah, blah, blah. Whereas the original Gone in 60 Seconds just shows you that.
Yeah, that's
If that makes any
true.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much a show, don't tell kind of thing.
Save the best for last.
Yeah, and that's really what Gone in 60 Seconds, the original one, really excels at. I mean, it really just kind of shows you what's up more than anything.
Yeah, that's really all it is. Because, there's not really that much. I mean, obviously because of the 40-minute chase scene, but not that much acting going on during the movie.
No.
Especially because, like I said, a lot of it in the beginning is all just like a voiced-over section of them doing a bunch of stuff, not actually talking, and there's just one person talking over all of that, you know.
Yeah, it pretty much just shows you their operation. It shows you their modus operandi for
Whilst
everything.
two other characters off screen are having a conversation.
Exactly.
That's what I mean by voiceover.
It's
happening. Yeah.
It's actually an excellent way to put forth some exposition.
It is a good way because you can talk about it and you can actually see what's going on, but you're not actually seeing the people talk, but you can see the physical
In a weird way, they're showing and telling
Yeah.
at the same time, which I don't know. You don't really see all that much, you know.
Yeah, I was looking on because it's actually on YouTube. This movie, it's got some weird music in it and stuff, but it's on YouTube. But I was looking at the comments and all the people were saying, they don't make movies like this anymore,
Oh, seriously? I mean, they don't. Like, without a doubt.
It's also on Amazon Prime, so if you want to watch it through the more legal route and then the better route because it's better quality. Yeah, that.
Oh, certainly.
Amazon
yeah.
Prime.
Amazon Prime, baby.
Just to throw that out there.
There you go.
Yeah, we actually have the DVD copy here with us, right here
Blu-ray.
on the table.
Blu-ray edition.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty solid Blu-ray, I think. I mean, what kind of special features does it have?
I don't remember. Need to read it.
Special features.
There's commentary.
Original trailer, rare footage, interviews, POV ride inside Eleanor.
Oh, wow.
The boys on a joyride, and then Wild takes a set talk.
And there's an Easter egg that shows a still photo version of the extended movie with all the deleted scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's
nice.
an Easter egg on one DVD copy I heard about. So there were quite a few scenes that were cut. That hasn't officially publicly been released yet. It's just a DVD extra, an Easter egg.
Oh, okay. Well, like you actually have to kind of go through the menus to find it.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's funny how DVDs will have Easter eggs like that.
Old DVDs as well. Reminds me of that Doctor Who episode, Blink. There you go. That's where I guess I kind of heard about that for the first time.
Well,
but,
yeah.
But no, I was impressed with the fact that all the accidents in this movie and the stunts are real, and they use real pedestrians, and all the cars there were owned by Halicki. So to me, that was impressive. One thing I heard about too is that there was no official script for the movie either.
No, it's kind of like how Steve McQueen did with Le Mans. You just shoot the car crashes, shoot the chase scene, you shoot the race first, and then we'll worry about the script.
So basically just build the movie around the actual car chases and everything itself. I mean, I can kind of get the logic to that because, I mean, that's your meat and potatoes of a movie like this.
I think Steve McQueen's Le Mans, his was like a 48-hour Le Mans race, and that was real footage.
Wow, really?
And just shot that all night, and then after that, he worked around the screen, worked around a play. I think he went through about 3 different scripts.
Wow.
Trying to make Le Mans right, and yeah. I think that's what you do, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Just shoot the racing first, shoot it all first, and then we'll worry about the script.
Dude, worry about the script later. Throw it all together.
Yeah.
I mean, when you consider the logistics of a movie like this, where you're trying to get all of the pieces of automobiles together, all the different cars and everything.
That's your main purpose. I mean,
Yeah.
right. You're gonna spend your time just getting those cars, putting money into the cars. That's the meat of the movie.
I mean, in a way, you have to kind of treat them like they're characters in their own right, and that's what you definitely get in both of these movies. I mean,
that was absolutely his intention,
we only got-
especially when he says starring Eleanor.
Yeah.
yeah, and Eleanor as a car exudes personality.
Right.
You know?
You're right.
No, she does, and like I said, it's not thrown in your face in the original. It's shown. You see the personality. I liked how and this is something I found out too, is that the cast and crew like improvised and ad libbed the entire thing. It's like like we said, there was no official script, and in fact, the editor had issues like putting it together because he didn't know what order things.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's definitely another thing indicative of movies at that time. Is just disorganization.
You can tell, I think, to some extent, because this movie does feel loosely connected at times. But I like that quality. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can change it. You can add whatever. You can get rid of whatever you want. I mean, don't matter. Make it your own, right? I guess.
There you go.
Exactly.
All right. Dakota, you have not seen the Nicolas Cage version.
I have
of Gone in
not.
60 Seconds.
I know. Yeah, I have very little input on that because I
See,
haven't actually seen it.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one that I saw first before
Did you?
the original.
You showed me a couple of little clips from it, but I haven't
Yeah.
actually seen the whole movie yet.
It really is a fun movie altogether, and especially with Nick Cage.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
You can't go wrong.
Nick Cage
you
makes
can't,
the
but
movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with Nicolas Cage.
he can pretty much make any movie awesome.
There you go.
Like seriously, anything he's in, he makes it awesome. But especially in
Even
that
The Sorcerer's
character.
Apprentice?
Yeah, he would make
Right.
that.
A lot of people talk
awesome.
shit about that movie. That's why I ask you.
What about the Drive Angry movie? They did
Oh,
too.
that movie is so cool.
2011.
Rental Reviews actually did an episode where they compared Drive Angry to the Nick Cage Gone in 60 Seconds movie. I don't quite recall which one they actually picked, but I mean they were just like, hey man, they're both Nicolas Cage movies. What do you want?
Yeah.
It's kind of bad, but it's kind of good.
Although I kind of think that maybe he's a little more over the top in Drive Angry.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much a messenger from hell, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, that pretty much entails him just going full Cage, like not like Mandy style though.
It's leading towards Mandy, I guess.
Mandy, I think Mandy is his cagiest performance this side of the Wicker Man.
There you go.
It's so perfect, but it's actually really good. It's almost like leaving Las Vegas era Nick Cage in a way, where he's a lot more subtle. Because I mean, that movie has a lot more of a slice of life feel to it, kind of. Especially in the beginning before all the shit goes down.
I bet you didn't know this got Christopher Eccleston to go.
Oh, yes. I love Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
The doctor.
I was
Midnight.
watching it, just this morning. Actually, I just started Gone in 60 Seconds today, the remake, and Angelina Jolie, who's somehow less hot because of the hair. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
The
She's
blonde
very
dreads.
attractive, but in this movie, I don't know.
I don't particularly care for her character in this movie. It feels like she's just there to shoehorn in
A romance.
a romance with Nick Cage of all people. It's like, why couldn't they have put her with his brother?
but the sex-
that would have made more sense.
The sex scene is so great though, or the almost sex scene where he starts just using car terms as like sex terms, and I don't know if the movie's self-aware in this part and it's making it a comedic element, or
it has to be self-aware. I mean, there's just no way. All those puns are just coming a mile a minute.
I'm like it's
A mile a
so
minute, Beau.
bad.
God damn it.
Pretty much.
You're adding to the.
Oh my god, I did make
You
a
didn't
pun,
realize
didn't I?
it? You didn't even realize you made one.
Shit, we're like overloading our mics.
I don't care.
It's okay. It's perfect.
Damn it.
All right, guys. Why don't we just start jerking each other off? All right.
Circle jerking it. I mean, we're already in a
What the fuck
circle.
does
right?
that have to do with anything?
Well, I just figured since anything goes on this podcast, that's
You
fine.
honestly,
No-
right
No
though?
holds barred, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, what other old car movies have you guys seen?
Bullet.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've had to show you that. I mean,
you did.
Definitely Bullet. I mean, I think I tried to watch Vanishing Point at one time, but I don't know. I didn't really
see, I
get
just
that into it.
yeah, I just started going down the list on YouTube like a long time ago, like Two Lane Blacktop. I still want to. I mean, I watched that on YouTube. Vanishing Point. I've seen the remake of Vanishing Point with starring Casper Van Dien. I mean,
They did a remake of that, really?
yeah, there's a remake in the '90s.
Oh shit. With Casper Van Dien.
Casper
Oh my
Van Dien.
god. I mean, when you see him, you kind of just know you're getting straight to DVD shit.
Johnny Rico.
Johnny Rico. No, fucking Starship Troopers. Shit. I love, man. I mean, that's pretty much his only really good movie, as far as I know.
Lieutenant Johnny Rico. I mean, he did a movie of James Dean too before Franco did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
No way.
I don't know.
What do you mean? I don't know. You said it, and then you said I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
You need to know.
I've seen the trailer.
No, I'm just kidding with you.
But Casper Van Dien's pretty cool though.
I don't know. I like the Franco James Dean movie.
Yeah, that one's badass.
Yeah, I like that one as well. That's a really good movie.
Franco James Dean.
Time it took you to buy your ticket. 3.2 minutes. Time it took you to get your popcorn. 2.5 minutes. Time it took them
Let's go.
to steal your car. Hello, ladies. 60 seconds.
Move, go. Come on, Sway, baby, work your magic. Hold on, I know you ain't gonna do what I think you're gonna do.
Stop!
You're gonna have to go old school. A day to shop, a day to prep. Surprise attack.
Nice.
Little trick I learned at the car thief retirement home.
By the time the first car's reported stolen, your ship set sail. We do this, we do it my way.
Yours was a sucker for a redhead.
You break it, you buy it, my friend.
Okay, let's run.
Gone in 60 seconds.
What do you think is more exciting, having sex or stealing cars?
You know, and Halicki kind of, I guess, somewhat similar to James Dean. I mean, he died because of his
passion, his
passion. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
For the art, bro.
They both died in a car crash, and you know, and both of it was, I guess, for the sake of their careers. You know what I mean? Because Halicki was filming this movie actually, and James Dean was on his way, and
he was on his way to a race.
He was on his way to his race, but that he was. It was part of his persona that he put on all the time because. In order to play the character he did in the movies, he had to be that rebel in real life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the original teenage idol from the 50s.
Yeah. I mean, in this case, I mean, there's a little bit more gravitas because, I mean, what's his name again? He was the stuntman as well as the main character.
Yeah, exactly. He was filming the movie.
He was filming the movie and putting himself on the line.
He got injured in the first Gone in 60 Seconds when they got wrapped around the pole.
Oh yeah,
he was really injured right there.
Oh man, there's a lot of car chases and accident scenes in this movie that just throws all abandon out the window.
Yeah,
I mean,
no airbags, nothing.
No airbag. Yeah, these are in old school fucking muscle cars. I mean, with their big ass fucking steel frames and everything.
Come on, guys.
Big ass steering wheel. It's like
laps, seatbelt. What is that gonna do?
We don't need
seriously.
We don't need. Airbags? That's for libtard cock pussies.
Fucking cups.
We die like real men.
Libtards.
Yeah, we die like men here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, we need some strap harness.
You don't need fucking seatbelts like fucking snowflakes.
Might as well take the lap belt off because it's not going to do anything. Right?
Oh my God, Robert.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're still going to break your mouth on that steering wheel.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of brings me back to Death Proof. You know, Stuntman Mike's car.
Yeah.
Death Proof itself. I mean, that was a modified stunt car, and I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, what happens to was it Rose McGowan? It was Rose McGowan. What happened to her in that first kill that he did?
Oh,
Ugh.
man. Yeah.
It's like I can't imagine being the guy that actually has to sit in there and film that shit in the side of that car,
Yeah.
man. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Cameraman side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot more streamlined nowadays. They probably have different apparatuses for that.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, at least for exterior shots for the cars and everything, it kind of seems like that hasn't changed a whole lot over the years. Like you literally kind of build this special rig, like with the cameraman on there, and this whole rig's just attached to the front of the car, and you're driving down the road and everything. A lot of those techniques, I mean, you would think that with GoPro and everything that, you know, they would change it, but I mean, it's still pretty much done the same way.
They still do it the same way. Like
yeah, I mean,
there's
you gotta commend the cameramen for putting themselves on the line as well when they're doing that shit.
Oh
you
man,
know?
they're moving the camera in just one motion. Sometimes there's 3 guys attached to that car.
Oh,
In
seriously,
the back
yeah.
seat, outside the window. There's even like a box.
And back then,
Where
you
they
know,
sit.
before they had those advancements, dude, that must have been brutal.
Oh yeah. Then you got the car in front of them,
Yeah.
and behind them shooting the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of coordination that goes into filming those types of scenes.
You're right.
You know? And this was an independent movie.
Yeah,
So
no retakes, right? I mean,
Oh, I'd
wreck
imagine
the car,
not.
you wreck the car.
I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
You only got one shot when you're smashing these cars. Right?
So that's a quality you don't see a lot anymore. Is
Was it one shot, one kill? You know what I mean?
yeah, it's all done in it's all one shot. So I mean that's impressive because you have to have skill, you have to have finesse, and if you'll notice, the car chase scene that was all Halicki himself. You know what I mean? He put himself in there.
Just like Nicolas Cage. I mean, he did all
Yeah.
the driving too.
Did he?
I mean, he did what he could.
Right.
One in the
You know,
chamber.
that was
That's the phrase
a
I'm
lot of
looking
him
for.
though.
One in the chamber.
You know what? I mean, talking about shooting those types of car chases and everything, it brings to mind that one Burt Reynolds movie, which was the one where he was a stuntman.
What was it? Hooper.
Hooper. It actually goes in depth in how a scene like that is shot,
Yeah.
like in the behind the scenes, and I mean, it's really remarkable.
It's the whole Hollywood stuntman life in the '70s.
And Hooper, that movie really nailed that particular type of job like perfectly.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like I almost want to see more movies about stunt people and about what they go through.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we haven't seen yet, but
Yeah, I mean, they still don't give out Academy Awards for stunt teams and stunt choreography and whatnot.
bullshit, dude.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they still don't to this day.
That's crazy.
I mean that's like basically the pit crew for actors. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, right.
those are the people that make you look good.
Exactly. I mean, and I mean, they don't even really have anything for digital actors, I think, for mocap. But I mean, yeah, stunt people need more recognition in the Hollywood system, I think.
I would agree.
They're kind of the unsung heroes of many movies. And I mean, and they still die all the time. I mean, even in the Deadpool 2 movie, there was a stunt person that passed away in an accident.
Really?
Yeah. Even as recent as that.
Well, yeah, Deadpool 2, I would believe it. There was some crazy stunts in that movie.
That's why they don't
Yeah.
get coverage, dude, because people die.
Yeah, that's why,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we can't talk about car chases without talking about Bonnie and Clyde because that's actually where some of the early tropes of car chases kind of came from. Like for one, that old bluegrass music playing during a car chase. That's pretty much where that begins right there, And that was done in old timey cars from like the 20s and 30s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's with Faye Dunaway and
What's his name?
Nick Nolte. No, not Nick Nolte.
What's his name?
Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
There you go, Warren Beatty.
Yeah, he started his career in the '60s, I think.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, car chases in general, I mean, they do pretty much add a lot to certain movies. I mean, in some movies, they're kind of just perfunctory,
Right.
Remember that original black and white Fast and the Furious you picked up?
Oh, that's right,
Dude,
yeah.
that was like 1941, dude.
Yeah, that's the Roger Corman.
I remember seeing
movie.
that, and it was in black and white, and a lot of the background was just like a screen,
Yeah.
I mean, you can barely see it though, but you can tell.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's kind of where car movies in general, or car exploitation as you know it, I think that's kind of where that started, really.
The original Fast and the Furious, which were done in like Jaguars. And
Yeah, it's amazing that got turned into a massive multi-billion-dollar blockbuster, right?
We'll have to do Fast and Furious in
As soon
the
as,
podcast.
as soon as Vin Diesel reached it, then Paul Walker.
I was gonna tell you earlier when you mentioned the whole old movies. I was like, I've never seen an old car movie, but I have seen Fast and the Furious. I mean,
The original was 1941 Fast and Furious, black and white, dude. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that was a remake. I mean, yeah, the Paul Walker one is definitely a remake. But how they stretched that out to like what, almost 10 of them is beyond me.
Yeah, we're coming on FF9.
Yeah.
On F and F9. It's like, God damn, we got John Cena in this shit now.
God. It is acting.
John Cena.
Now,
His acting is shit.
I just got to ask, when is the Fast and Furious series going to be in space?
I think I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
That's right.
when is it going to be in space?
shit, you're fucking right, dude.
That is the next logical step for
You're right. Leprechauns went in space. Why can't we have cars
Leprechaun in
in space?
space.
Leprechauns in
Jason
space.
X.
We had Jason X.
Jason X, dude.
Yeah.
What else are we doing?
Shit, man. We should have Nightmare on Elm Street in space.
Oh, that'd be great. Michael Myers go to space.
I don't think they'll
Chucky.
have cars in space. They'll probably be on a different planet, like cars on the moon or some shit.
Yeah, they'll find a way to a moon base somehow,
Yeah, there you go.
or some type of satellite, the International Space Station.
There you go.
Now this is pod racing.
There you go.
Oh my god.
It's working.
Episode 1.
It's working.
There's a car chase for you.
There you go.
The pod racing from fucking Phantom Menace.
That was cool. Remember seeing that at the movies too, and playing the video game, right? For
Yeah.
64.
Yeah. The N64 pod racing game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
that
the
was classic.
Lego Star Wars segment where the level that's the pod racing level.
Yes.
That was fun. I still feel like I've memorized that. Like I've committed it to memory.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Me too. Absolutely, 100%.
What about those Born to Race movies that showed? I think I showed Dakota that. Did I show you that?
Yeah, you showed me that.
I don't think you've shown those
It's
to me yet.
basically Mustang versus Subaru, muscle versus import. Kind of like what Fast and the Furious is.
Yeah.
Don't shit all over the import. Just
Honestly, though, whenever I think of movies, Robert, that you show me, I think of that. You showed me this one movie, actually, multiple of them. There was what was it? There was a truck driver, and he was killing a bunch of teenagers.
Oh, that was a Joyride 3.
Joyride.
And it had a Subaru.
You showed me Joyride,
It had
dude.
a Subaru
There was a
STI.
Subi in it. Yeah, you mentioned the Subi, yes.
Yeah, that reminds me of
That was cool as shit.
that reminds me of what's actually technically another kind of car chase movie, if you want to call it, Duel. Steven Spielberg's original basically Jaws for trucks movie that he made back in the day. It has
Dude,
the trucker that's just randomly trying to chase down that one family or whatever, that couple.
Even scary movies. There's a lot of car movies that are like cars that are haunted, like
I've seen that.
Christine.
Yeah. And of course, I guess you could put The Hitcher up in there with Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Okay, well, Joyride, does that count then?
As a car exploitation
guess.
genre. Yeah.
What about like Mad Max?
No, yeah, it also falls under the apocalyptic
Yeah, you
genre
know-
and car exploitation genre.
Yeah, I mean, Mad Max Fury Road is pretty much just one long car chase.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
the
Mad
that's
Max.
the one that I've seen.
See, it's
Yeah.
Mad Max and then Road Warrior. So,
Yeah, to be fair,
that, yeah.
most all those Mad Max movies are car chase movies.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
which what is it? He has the Ford Interceptor right at the end of the first Mad Max, right?
Yeah.
It's the Australian Ford Fairlane.
I watched a lot of Hawaii Five-0, and they're using that Camaro. Yeah, they're chasing people in that SS. It's beautiful. There's a lot of car chasing in that one.
Probably an LS 5 model or something out of a Corvette motor, right?
Yeah, I see. I don't know what's in the original Hawaii Five-0 TV show. I don't know what car they drive in that, but I know in the new one it's Camaro. It's beautiful. Oh my god.
Transformers.
Yeah, there you go.
And-
Transformers. I didn't think about that.
Oh my god.
I totally forgot. Like, there was more than car movies back in the 70s. There was car TV shows like Starsky and Hutch. And,
Starsky and Hutch. I mentioned that. Yeah.
Night
And,
Rider.
Night Rider.
Knight
out of
Rider.
the 80s with David Hasselhoff.
Knight
And
Rider is the penultimate. Also, A-Team.
The Dukes of Hazzard, the A-Team.
Oh, Dukes of Hazzard, definitely.
Dukes of
What about
Hazzard.
Speed Racer?
Yeah, that was a cartoon of the 60s. I think it was,
That was a cartoon,
a German cartoon.
No, it's
Also-
Japanese. It's anime, bro.
anime.
It is Japanese.
That's,
Sorry.
that's anime, bro.
Yeah, I don't know
Sorry.
what you guys are talking
It was
about.
also turned into a movie, too.
You know what? They don't understand.
They was
this,
turned into a
Beau.
movie.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
The Wachowski sisters did that.
I've
And,
seen the movie.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It's actually kind of a cult classic now.
Is it really?
Yeah, because of pretty much its stylistic choices and everything.
It was very stylistic. I remember
Yeah.
seeing a long time ago.
It also just how the racing scenes were kind of like plotted out and how they were shot and
It was
everything.
almost like the cartoon, and like you were watching Space Jam or something.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
How weird Space Jam got.
Well, as car movies go, you showed me Baby Driver. That's another car
Baby
movie you
Driver.
showed me.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that kind of
Angela
feels
Elgort.
like a modern day kind of car exploitation movie in a way, right?
Yeah.
Anson Elgort actually kind of doing a lot of remakes of the original Driver. You know what I mean?
Yes. Speaking of, could we possibly put Drive in this category as well?
Because it's all
Refn?
It's all based off that same book, Drive, the Driver.
Yeah, but
Baby Driver.
what about Pixar's Cars?
Well, that's pretty much in some ways a love letter to that particular genre of movies in its own right.
What
I mean,
about Herbie?
it-
Herbie
Oh,
Fully
Herbie,
Loaded.
yeah.
Oh, that's right, fucking Herbie.
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan.
Oh no,
Before
go,
the drugs.
go back to the original Herbie back in
Yeah.
the day,
Yeah.
the Love Bug.
The 60s.
Oh, yeah, Love Bug.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're talking about the original. There you go.
The Lohan. The,
yeah. Talk about giving a car personality, man. I mean,
No, they did. Yeah.
they literally made Herbie into a character.
There you go.
Possible concussion will be en route ETA 12 minutes.
Like an actual
Living, breathing,
moving entity. Yeah,
blinking.
yeah, with actual sentience and everything.
You know what?
There you
That's
go.
nothing
It's like-
special. Pixar's Cars did a whole movie with characters that are
Yeah.
cars, okay?
Fuck, they made fucking Jared Leto a car. Not
So-
Jared Leto. What's his name?
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno.
Jay
That's
Leno.
I think he's Jay Limo or
Well,
something.
He's Jay Leno. Yeah.
Well, he's
Very
such
close to
he's
him,
such
yeah.
a huge card nut that they had
Jared
to put
Leto.
him in.
They're very
he's-
close
He's
names.
got one of
It's
the
easy
biggest
to confuse.
collections.
Yeah, he's got a massive classic car
Like
collection.
Jerry Seinfeld's got one of them collections too.
Really? No way.
He's got a Porsche collection.
Ooh,
And
Porsche.
Jay Leno's got like anything you can think of.
Anything.
Yeah.
Well, they made
Wow.
him into a car. I think they made him into a Hummer. I think that's what it was, wasn't it? It was something.
Wow.
He knows his shit about cars. Yeah.
So does H.P. Halicki.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, most certainly.
Also was a mechanic, so he turned that love into a reality, I guess.
What about the variety of cars, that they end up stealing, the 48 different cars?
the 48 different cars? See, a lot of them focused on. See, they took like 9 Rolls Royce. Right? Did you see that? Every other car was a Rolls Royce,
It was.
or it was a,
I
or it
noticed
was a
that too.
Cadillac. You
It was
know?
a Cadillac, and they were supposed to limousines too.
Yeah, I think they took like a Ford Bronco from the 70s, and I saw this Pantera car, which I hadn't seen in a freaking long time, and a few Cadillac Eldorados, right? And how many limos? They took like 7 limos. I think,
Didn't they also take a hearse somewhere along
Yeah.
the line?
I don't remember. I do remember like the Ford 7, whatever the fuck limos though. I thought that was odd.
Yeah, that's a lot. Limos and then Rolls Royces.
Yeah, and the fact that they had to steal Eleanor like 3 different times in the movie.
Yeah, see, the Eleanor car was giving them a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
There were
was.
4 Eleanors.
There were 4
Yeah,
Eleanors.
There
There you
was
go.
a bunch of them because none of them were insured, but
No.
There was the first one which they pick that originally the woman is inside of it, and then they go to the house and the.
Oh, they were gonna take that at the airport. Easy.
Yeah,
Right?
and then that old lady was right inside. Yeah,
and then the second one is kind of acquired without much explanation.
no, it wasn't.
And then the third one, the second one, they end up having to return because it's not insured hours before the shipment.
Exactly.
And then the third one at International Towers. And then the fourth one, he just smoothly finds after wrecking the third one.
In a car wash. It was like
It just in a car wash. It just swaps it out like a motherfucking boss.
That was perfect. That was clean. He did that
Absolutely
smooth.
clean. There was
Changes
nothing-
his disguise off, takes his and
Not only
and he's
that, but
off.
the cops have a suspect who looks or follows
matches the description.
of.
By the time the cops figured that out, he's already gone.
Exactly, he's already gone. There's nothing to figure out.
He's genius because they're not going to look for him because he's got a not a damaged car but a fully renewed car, right? And he doesn't look anything like the suspect, so he's scot-free.
Yep,
that was genius.
Yeah, definitely. One aspect that I think we really need to talk about here is how the actual car theft is portrayed in this movie, in both movies.
Well, I'm ready to go steal a car now. I know how to do it.
Honestly, though,
honestly, yeah.
watching this, it makes me really think I could walk up to somebody and steal their damn car.
Well, I'm sure in many ways it would have been a lot easier back in the 70s.
Oh yeah, obviously.
You know, I mean, most of the time they didn't even need to break into these cars. I mean, it was literally more just like a con that they pulled in order to.
It usually was,
especially with like the limo companies
and the last Eleanor, of course.
Just go to the airport and steal a car. Like they were driving off with Rolls Royces. Dude.
Yeah, it was so fucking easy.
It's like, geez, they leave the keys in the ignition.
Well, he was like, what is it? 1 in 10 that the keys won't be in there. And he says, "I'll take that bet," and he goes in there.
But in the remake, you see that they have a lot of pride in their work. Like there's that one guy, like he almost gets carjacked, and then he like beats him. He beats the carjacker down. It's like, man, you got no class, man.
Yeah. What about the old lady with the umbrella who beats the shit out of the car, the Eleanor and the cop car?
Yeah, that's another one right there.
And then she comes back
seriously.
later and she says, "You guys ruined my perfectly good umbrella."
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, in the remake, it just undercuts how they really feel about what they do.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, he's just like, man, you need a role model, like straight up,
dude. It's in the new one. It's basically a lost art by now.
Yeah, definitely. It's like any idiot with a gun can walk up and take a fucking car.
It's like they had an appreciation. They appreciated somebody who can steal a car in under 60 seconds. You see the way Nick Cage got into the Shelby though?
Yeah,
with like a toothpick and a freaking.
Yeah, it was so easy,
dude. Yeah, you did that quick without damaging the locking mechanism. Dude, in and out, gone.
In and out, gone.
In 60 seconds.
In 60. So in the remake, do they elaborate more on why it's called Gone in 60 Seconds? Because they don't really, I mean, they show it a few times in the movie, but they don't really explain why it's called.
It takes, do you see how fast they were hot wiring those cars?
Yeah, I guess that's what it was the speed at which it takes to hot wire the car. That's what it looked like, I assumed. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's referring to a basic statistic that law enforcement refers to about the average time it takes to steal a car, right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Okay, I think that makes more sense.
I mean, and yeah, it is usually that simple.
It is. You know what you're doing.
But like I said, nowadays with some of the more newfangled theft devices on some of these cars that they have nowadays,
it's a lot more than 60 seconds, my friend.
I would imagine. So, then again, who knows? I mean, with a little bit of hacking nowadays, it's like, yeah, you could probably
automated cars. You have no idea what you'd be able to do.
Yeah, car thieves are just going to have to become hackers. I mean, that's
Honestly,
really what it's going to have to be.
Perfect.
Yeah, seriously.
You'd have to get new keys cut around an ECU and just plug it in. Right?
Yeah.
There'll always be a way to crack it.
Well, I mean, it's most cars nowadays, they use key fobs now.
You're right.
You know? I mean, you would have to think that there would be some way to kind of hack that.
There'll always be a way. You can increase security as much as you want, but somebody will always find a way to exploit it.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
You can always get around it somehow. I mean, you can't literally block everybody from everything. There's a way to get to something.
There's a way to bypass it.
There's a way to bypass it. There's some firewall that you can finally get through. I mean, you can get past it. You just got to find the loopholes. You got to find how. Do we know how?
I don't know. Do we?
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. Yeah, there you go.
Did I show you that?
That's an actual NASCAR-based movie, right?
Tom Cruise in that movie. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Talladega Nights. Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Oh, yeah. We can't go without
Talladega Nights.
Without Talladega Nights. We got to refer to that.
At least a little bit of reference.
I want to see Tommy Wiseau do a car movie. That would be great.
About that.
Yeah, they'd totally do a tribute to the Dean, man. Like, seriously.
Oh, he has to.
Yeah, he has to. I mean, he would be perfect for a car movie, right?
Was that Selena Gomez?
That's what I was gonna say. It was in my head. It was the top of my tongue,
Getaway.
Robert. The getaway. The getaway.
Getaway,
What was that guy's name?
yeah.
Fuck. How did
Ethan
you know?
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. How did you know that's the movie I was gonna say, dude? I mean, it's in my head. I'm like sitting here. I'm like, what is it? Selena Gomez.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember Robert showing that.
I showed you
movie
that,
to me.
man.
I saw it when it came out. That was the stupidest shit. Selena Gomez comes
Selena
up to the window.
Gomez is his part is shit.
Oh,
but
what the fuck?
No.
This little girl's
Or-
trying to be a thief. That was the worst.
Yeah, that did not fucking strain my suspension of disbelief in any way.
Yeah, I know.
Seriously.
That was so funny that you happened to guess the movie I was already thinking
I
of.
was inside your head.
You were in my head, Robert.
Before you were. Sorry.
Oh my God.
It's
God
okay.
damn it, Robert.
It's okay. In this day and age, who needs privacy, right?
Who needs privacy?
Indeed. Indeed.
So, what else?
I say go to final thoughts.
I like the sound of that.
What other car movies? I just think there's more that we're not like listing, really. But
Well, how about Corvette Summer?
oh, we did see that with Mark Hamill and Eddie
With
Potts, right?
Mark Hamill and Annie Potts, exactly.
That was a good one. That's something I had to show you too.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, what was the model of Corvette that they were?
was
they
like-
had that movie.
It was
What
like
year?
a '73 Stingray. You know what I mean?
Nice. Hell yeah.
And they put their own body kit over that, right?
And
you saw that?
Annie Potts had that rad van, right?
Yeah, she had that little shaggin' wagon van.
Dude, that was so cool, man. I wish Shaggin' Wagons would kind of make a comeback because those are fucking sweet.
Smoking the Bandit.
Pretty cool. Burt Reynolds.
Is that a car movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah,
yeah,
we-
Bandit. There was like
That's
three of
considered-
those. There was three of those movies. Only the first one really matters. Sorry.
Yeah, the first one is so awesome. I mean, they're pretty much bootlegging, right?
Yeah,
They're bootlegging a shit ton of beer.
bootlegging Coors Light from Georgia to Texarkana.
Oh, Gran Torino.
That's bootlegging. Gran Torino.
Clint Eastwood.
With Clint Eastwood.
I can't say I've ever seen that movie.
See, his car is a Gran Torino, but there's not really racing in it. It's just it shows him just like
Is it really?
beating the shit out of a
I
couple
guess
of-
it's just a car movie, really.
yeah.
Not a car
Technically.
chase movie.
Not a
the-
car chase, it's a car movie.
No, it's just yeah. The Gran Torino is like his prized possession, and he's like a Vietnam veteran.
Is Back to the Future technically
yeah.
a car chase
Need
movie?
for Speed too.
I was gonna say Need for Speed, but I meant to say Back to the Future. But
Back
yeah.
to the Future. What? Yeah. I mean, you gotta appreciate the DeLorean.
Exactly.
Back to the Future is definitely not a car chase movie, but it is
It's a car movie.
It's a car movie.
It's a car-based movie.
Yeah. There you go.
You know, it's surrounding a car, but it's really a time machine. But I mean, it's funny that they used a DeLorean for that.
Yeah.
You know, especially in knowing what happened to the actual owner of that company, DeLorean.
DeLorean. Yeah.
Yeah, he got caught with a lot of cocaine.
Okay. He was,
Lots of cocaine.
he was funding his car business. and
Cocaine.
all that.
After they caught him,
all that Holly.
they stopped making DeLorean. Really.
Yeah, I mean, after that, his company pretty much folded. But I mean, it gave us one of the most iconic movie cars of all time.
In cinema history. Oh,
Yeah, seriously.
So are those hard to find now?
Alrighty,
they
Robert.
are.
I found a list online.
Oh,
They are.
what
What
does
if-
the list say?
The best car chases movies is you see Gone in 60 Seconds. What about the Blues Brothers?
Oh, that's right. The car chase in
There was
the
a
mall.
whole chase in the freaking Blues Brothers. Yeah,
in the
right.
fucking mall, bro.
All right, To Live
Yeah.
and Die in L.A.
I don't think I ever saw
I
that
don't
one.
think I've seen that either.
The Rock.
The Rock.
It's
Johnson.
Connery and Cage destroying San Francisco. Okay, hold on. Against
Yeah.
All Odds.
Never seen
Fast
that.
5 is on here, of course.
Seen Fast 5.
I like
French
to.
Connection. There's
Yeah, I
weird.
guess the French Connection is kind of a car. Has a good car chase in it, doesn't it?
Smoking the Bandit, of course.
Yeah.
You know, the first Jack Reacher had that car chase with the Chevelle, kind of like from Drive Angry.
What's that, Doc?
Yeah.
That's a movie, apparently.
Oh, really?
1972. These are all old movies. That's why I'm listing them. Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry.
Yeah, that's another one we're referencing, like Vanishing Point, Dirty Mary, Crazy
Oh,
Larry.
yeah.
Yeah, what's that movie like? Like I've actually seen that movie referred to a lot, like
Yeah.
on YouTube.
You'll hear it referred
Like-
in Death Proof.
Yeah,
They do
yeah.
that a
There you
lot.
go.
Yeah, they kind of brought that up as kind of a influence on Death Proof, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean that's total car exploitation all the way. Like even if you look at the trailers, there it's got all the exploitation elements to it.
It's basically sort of a Bonnie and Clyde, Natural Born Killers theme.
Yeah, I mean maybe Natural Born Killers can kind of. I mean, that's kind of got a car element to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at least when they're chasing Mickey and Mallory Knox throughout on their killing spree and everything. I mean, they're out on the road, so I mean, it's kind of a road movie in a way.
switching cars.
I don't know. Can we call road movies like kind of car movies in a way, or no?
Road movies? Yeah, I guess you can. Right?
Kind of, sort of. Like the first road trip movie with Tom Green and
Ford wagon or whatever the hell that thing was.
yeah, I mean they're pretty much just driving to that chick's college or whatever.
Boston, Texas. Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah, there we go. Boston, Texas. Really?
The University of Boston in Massachusetts.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Boston wouldn't be that far removed from being in Texas. Like if it was in Texas, it would like be.
It'd fit right in.
It would fit right in. Yeah.
You mean Austin, Texas? Not
Austin,
Boston,
Texas.
Boston.
Yeah. No, Austin, Texas. Yeah, I don't know. Keep Austin weird, I guess.
That's freaking funny.
I am a bad man. Thanks for doing this. Keep it real. Think slow. We should get through it just fine. Hello, Rider Donnie. Donnie, hello, Rider. Okay, let's ride.
But anyway, I guess we should go ahead and start wrapping things up, right, guys?
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Hey, it's very important to keep it wrapped.
Oh yeah,
keep it double wrapped.
Well, you know,
let's,
okay, no one cares about
I've
you.
made a hobby out of fucking Robert's mom. So.
Jesus
really?
Christ!
I knew that was
Because your mom can't stop looking at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry for this.
She wants me to take you on the weekends.
I'm so sorry for all of this.
Thanks for taking care of my mom, Robert.
You're welcome.
These two have this weird thing going on with insulting moms. I don't know.
We're not insulting. We're respecting each other's.
We
moms.
respect each other's mothers.
Okay? Yeah, okay. I'm stand corrected. This is total respect for people's moms.
Respect for women, yeah.
Yeah,
I respect nothing.
total.
Okay, my mother was a single mother at the age of 26. I respect mothers.
Yeah, well, there you go. All right, guys, final thoughts. Let's go ahead and start with Robert.
Okay, so my final thought, I'm not giving my final thought. I want to ask you guys, what is your guys' dream cars?
Oh, okay.
That's probably one of the
The
whole thing.
Anything with low mileage, decent gas mileage, and could get me from point A to point B.
All right, shut the fuck up. I want a Camaro.
That doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Oh, God
You
damn
are
it.
reaching for the stars.
Oh, God damn it.
As an import, it's a Subi. If it's a muscle, my Camaro.
Camaro.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, I want a 67 Camaro, but I also want, like, a new Camaro because, oh, my God.
They're a lot faster now with the 500 horsepower motors.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say like a Tesla. Automated cars are the future, and I love technology, so...
I'll just get you a Prius with a string on it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's basically a tampon.
Hey,
No, give him a little bucket.
Automated
put it on a
car.
skateboard, tie it to the back of my car, my truck, and then he can have a vehicle.
Dude, look at that. Like Tesla Model X, Tesla Model S.
You're never gonna have a Tesla. Just
No.
Okay.
No.
Drop your.
You know
chains
what?
now.
You know what? I'm so bad at driving. It would probably benefit me.
Probably would.
Yeah,
You need one
probably-
of those self-driving Audis.
Yeah. Ash, you probably don't need to have a dream car.
You know what though?
You don't
I
have something that you've been reaching for the stars your whole life?
I've always liked Camaros as well. I like Dakota.
Well, you know what this thing is, right? It's the Camaro killer. So
That's the rival. Yeah, the
whatever.
Mustang.
Uh-huh.
the Trans Am series. Yeah,
I do
look
want
it
a
up.
Vet.
Look it up.
I would like a Corvette. That would be good too.
Yeah, they're lighter and faster.
Robert, what's your dream car?
Well, now that I'm on my way to getting it back, but it wasn't my first choice, but it kind of picked me from a scrap pile of junk.
Right on.
I guess you call it destiny, right?
So you already had your dream car, and
I've never driven it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I've had. You know what? I wanted the Shelby 500, but then I got the second best thing, the 1970 Mach 1.
Yeah.
That fell into my lap about over 15 years ago. Dug it out of the ground in Poteet, Texas. Paid $500 for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see a lot of those type of cars on Facebook now.
Ooh.
Like for sale for like $300 to $500. Yeah.
See, it was a steal. The guy was offering. He wanted $1,000. Nowadays, the bodies go over like $8,000. I picked it up for $500. Like,
jeez, man.
Fuck me, that was a steal, dude. Yeah.
No kidding. But anyway, how about final thoughts from Ash? What are your final thoughts on this movie?
I think Gone in 60 Seconds. It remains largely influential, I think, to the car genre. It remains largely influential to the car genre as a whole, or the car chase genre, I should say. Like I said before, I really have to respect the vision. I have to respect the idea. We're kind of, building ourselves up from the ground up here at Collateral Cinema, starting, our own thing. And so these aspiring filmmakers, indie filmmakers, low budget, that's what impresses me the most. So to take this movie, which is in all effect is basically a low budget movie, except for the fact that he put all the budget into the fucking cars. All of which he owned or built or bought. So yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed it. I was really blown away.
Yeah, I wish it was something we all could have just sit down and watched together, especially the Nicolas Cage version.
Yeah, that's definitely a fun get together kind of movie.
So we need to, because there was a lot of shots in that from a lot of shots all together from the old and the remake were shots from Steve McQueen's Bullet,
Yeah.
So we kind of go back to the original Chase movie, which was Steve McQueen. And a lot of those shots are there today, even, other movies that they're doing now.
Yeah, those same techniques, those same types of camera positioning and everything.
When I watched Ryan Gosling in Drive, that scene where, he's got the GT and then, they shoot the dude and he leaves with the money. A lot of that was reference to Steve McQueen, too.
Yeah.
And, you can see it in the Need for Speed movie with Aaron Paul, A lot of it was there.
Right on. Dakota, what are your final thoughts?
Well, I did not see the remake, so I can't really talk about Nicolas Cage as much as I would like to talk about Cage.
Yeah.
But I did have a lot of fun watching the original. I didn't know what was going on at first, to be completely honest with you. It took me a second to kind of figure it out. I figured out, the idea that, they were stealing cars and changing up plates. I understood, but I had no clue of what was going to actually happen in the story, that there was going to be this amazing car chase. And I really liked the way it turned out. Car chase was beautiful. The fact that it was real life stunts, that really blew my mind, because it was all with one guy and he's fantastic and talented. And I think this is a great movie.
Certainly. Yeah, definitely. Well, anyway, it's time to go ahead and do our plugs, of course. Collateral Cinema will be doing our anniversary episode up next, and we are talking about another Takashi Miike movie, because that's going to be our tradition every anniversary.
Miikeversary.
It's our Miikeversary. Exactly. And we are talking about his classic straight-to-video, digitally shot freak-out movie, Visitor Q. And guys, I am really looking forward to showing you guys this movie.
I started searching it up already, and in this movie, if this movie is as weird as I've read it to be...
Oh, it is incredible. It's classic Miike. It has all the different notes that you find in his movies and even more. There's going to be some stuff, like even just the way it opens, like you guys are just going to be like, what?
Does it open with cum?
Oh, Each of the Killer does.
Each of the Killer does, but this one gets pretty close. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, it's an awesome movie. I have it in my collection, and that will be our next episode, which will be coming very, very soon.
Collateral Gaming.
Collateral Gaming.
Yes, Collateral Gaming. Where you can find us on all of wherever you find your podcasts.
What's coming up with Collateral Gaming, guys?
Fine, you go.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is going to be our next episode. We're introducing a couple of guest hosts on. We're trying, some people out to be a full-on co-host. So that's what we're excited about. We'll be premiering that next month. We don't really have anything planned within the 2-week mark, which is where we've normally be doing like our indie games and whatnot. Yeah. We're going to kind of focus on maybe getting some of the Patreon content out and the catching up on the video podcasts. But we're super stoked about that. Expect Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order next month. And like Dakota said, you can find us wherever you find Collateral Cinema.
Follow our personals too, all over Instagrams, whatever the hell you want to find.
Definitely. And definitely check out our Patreon pages for both Collateral Gaming and Collateral Cinema. You will find exclusive content there. Yes. On Collateral Gaming, we have Let's Plays that Ash and Dakota do as well.
Yeah, there's totally Let's Plays up.
There's one out.
There's one.
Yeah, y'all still got to get some out. That's fine.
We're working on it. That's Patreon content.
And on our Patreon, on Collateral Cinema, we have several full-length feature commentary tracks featuring yours truly and the boys here.
We did Bullet is one of them.
Yes, Bullet
which we mentioned in this episode.
Yeah,
plenty of times.
Yeah, definitely check that one out. We have tiers starting out at $1 and going up to at least $5. And also on Apple Podcasts, give both of our shows a 5-star rating and a review. If there's a movie that maybe you want us to check out, leave us 5-star review and say so in the actual comment for the review. So, I mean, that way we can start kind of interacting with our listeners, and we can kind of maybe have them have a hand in creating our content a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely looking forward to both podcasts.
Yeah, or just messages personally, really.
Movies and video games. You can message us as well.
But the 5-star reviews will definitely bring us up in the rankings a little more on Apple Podcasts and everything.
Yeah, it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
So, you scratch our back, we scratch your nuts.
And also find us on Podchaser and give us a rating and review there. Podchaser is a website that's starting to kind of gain a little grounding. I mean, I hope it's not going to be another Podcoin. That's just my only hope. Oh, I miss Podcoin so much already. I miss that app. I mean, hopefully it won't be anything like that. It's more like an IMDb for podcasts and everything. But yes, you can definitely find all of us, our personal accounts and our Collateral Cinema and Collateral Gaming accounts there. So give us a rating and review there, and you can also listen to us from there.
Robert, this is your episode. You want to take a moment to plug what's coming up for
the future?
Ortegon Studios? I don't know.
Ortegon Studios.
That's a tentative name, I guess.
Project name. It's in the making.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the no-name stage. Untitled, I guess.
What are you working on? I got Killing Night coming out.
Killing Night's pretty much done already. I just need to give it to you guys to film or
edit,
do the editing,
and also a score and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
gonna show it to you guys right after this because I already got it finished.
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm down.
Right on.
And after that, what?
After that is Paranoid, and I'm almost done with the ending to that. So
fuck yeah.
Hopefully we can just jump right into that.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to working on that. It was a lot of fun working on Killing Night. Like, yours truly did most of the camera work there, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah, that was
you
great.
did a lot of work too. I mean,
it was great, man.
I think I was more focused on cinematography wise.
Yeah.
Opening it up like John Carpenter.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But yeah, I guess we did work on 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Took us, 2 years almost?
Something like that.
Shit, dude. Yeah.
You need to get your Mustang up and running so we can do a car movie, Robert.
Yeah, definitely.
Get all these cars looking good.
Well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. You can find us wherever you find your podcast, but mainly check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And look forward to our next episode. It's going to be quite interesting. So anyways, with all of that said, I'm Beau Maddox.
I'm Robert Ortegon.
I'm Ashley Chancellor.
I'm Dakota Chancellor.
And this was Collateral Cinema. We will be back in another 2 weeks. We are out.
Collateral Gaming is better.
Well, I get them any way I please.
Collateral Cinema is an L Company production. All music and movie clips are owned by the respective creators and are used for educational purposes only. Please don't sue us. We're poor.